Here are 15 ways that you can travel for free, completely free. £0, dollars, squash, potatoes, bananas, whatever. Quick disclaimer, we are not sponsored by any companies that we mention in this video, so let's move on. Number 1. Working for your accommodation. Now, this can be working in a hostel desk, to working with a family, or even working on a farm. What you get out of this highly depends upon what you actually do, but in general, you get a bed or a bunk to sleep in, and you get some, if not all, of your meals paid for as well. It's a great way to work if you have an open mind and love meeting people, and with all of these points, I will leave links down in the description below if you want to go and check out any more of them in detail. Number 2. Teaching English. There are millions of people all across the world right now learning English because it's such a vital language to know for trade, travel and business. So in exchange for paying for your accommodation cost, your visas and maybe even your food, you could be teaching them. Some places don't even require you to have a qualification, only that you are a native speaker of English. There are some other languages that you can teach depending on where you are in the world, but English is usually the most common and most sought after.
We need a plant. A
big
plant, swooping.
Number 3. If you have an early morning flight the next day, instead of paying for a hotel, why not just go and sleep in the airport for free? Most airports will require you to have a boarding pass to prove that you're actually flying out the next day and, you know, not just sleeping there. But there is a great website I have linked down below which explains pretty much all the ins and outs and everything you need to know about sleeping in pretty much every international airport that you probably visit. We've done this plenty of times in Singapore, Christchurch, Wellington, and we see loads of people do it all the time we're at airports. You get access to free toilets, 24/7 access to food, like charging ports, the lot. Just be warned though that you may be woken up and asked to move, so don't get too comfy.
We really need a plan because we need more vibrant deep. Hold on, maybe I should get a plan.
I'm trying to keep a straight face. I can't. There's a tree in my face. I've got a plan. Deal with it. Number 4. Camper van or car relocation. Say you want to get between two cities but don't want to pay for the bus or the train or the plane depending on how far it is. Why not drive? Some companies literally need people to move vehicles from one place to another. Sometimes they do cost, but it's not uncommon to find them for free or to have like $1 deals or something which are pretty much free. They even sometimes throw in a full tank of fuel as well. Even better, if it takes you a few days to get between those two locations and you have a camper van, then you have somewhere to stay and explore along the way. Number 5 is couch surfing. Now, we've never personally done it, but if you're quite an open, go with the flow type person, then log on to their website, find someone who interests you, and in exchange for a place to sleep, you get to share some stories and food with a local. Number 6 is house sitting. This one we have done many times, and we've looked after everything from dogs, cats and tortoises. Not only is it a great way to meet some awesome people and look after some pets as well, if you're up for it, but also you get a complete house to yourself, including a bed, shower, hot water, cooking facilities and a fridge. Trust me here, it feels like a luxury hotel. Now, house-sitting websites usually do require you a fee to sign on, but go and check out our house-sitting video for more on that. Number 7. If you would like to explore a city but want a guide to go around with you, then there are plenty of free city tours all over the world in multiple languages. We personally prefer just, exploring a city by ourselves, but the option is there. And even better, some places now even do free bus tours going to and from the airport. So if you have one of those annoying 8-hour layovers, that's a possible way you can spend it. Number 8. If you're great with children, perhaps consider becoming an au pair. In exchange for a bed, food, and possibly even a basic wage, you just have to look after someone's children, do some housework. In a sense, you're a nanny. Although we do suggest refraining from, floating tea parties on the ceiling and also jumping into chalk drawings. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious! Oh, you didn't get that reference? Well, no flying kites for you then. Number 9. Now this one is becoming increasingly rarer to find for free nowadays, but volunteering can be an amazing way to immerse yourself into a community. You could be building a school, help sorting out crops, pretty much anything. And if companies did not charge thousands and thousands of pounds, we probably would have done it by now, but we're still searching for the free ones. They're out there. Number 10. I'm going to run out of fingers. Now, only do this one if you're feeling safe, but hitchhiking can be a great and free way to move along the road. We had our own car in New Zealand, but we saw plenty of people on the side of the road trying to get a hitchhike, although we only had 2 seats in the end. You never know who you're going to meet, and you can pass a boring car journey with someone new and fun. Number 11. Now, if you have your own equipment and love the outdoors, why not have a go at camping? There are millions of free campsites all over the world, and we even camped out of our converted car in New Zealand, and we stayed in many free campsites all along the way. It is free, albeit quite cold sometimes, but very refreshing, especially if you're into it like us. And if you throw wild camping into the mix, then this can open your options up a lot more. Number 12. Now, instead of doing your regular spending on a normal credit or debit card, why not get you one that earns you points? We personally are with Avios, and we just get points every time we spend with our card on normal stuff like food, presents, flights, you know, all that. It may not seem like much, but over time they really do add up, and you can get anything from free hotel nights to free flights all across the world. Speaking of flights, if you do fly a lot, then I suggest picking one airline and signing up with their reward loyalty program. That way you accumulate points just with that airline, and they often give you bonus perks like, I don't know, class upgrades, free flights, or even access to members lounges and things like that. Number 13. Find a career that allows you to travel abroad for a living. This deserves an entire video to itself, but literally find a company that allows you to travel and you get paid for. For example, on an airline, working with a tour company, even writing travel blogs or having a location independent job. All of this will basically allow you to travel whilst getting paid for it. And combining this with other methods, basically you can earn more money than you spend on traveling. Hence, it's basically free. Number 14. How is that a 4? If you're under 26, a student, or over 65, then usually you can get either discount or free entry into loads of attractions, especially in your home country, so it's always worth checking. And finally, number 15. How is that a 5? It doesn't even have 5 petals on. That's right, you're 5. The last thing on my list is just free things in general. Museums, attractions, just taking in the place around you. This can be sometimes a lot better than paying the equivalent of hundreds of pounds for sometimes the same thing. Not only this, but in many places around the world, there are free alternatives for paid attractions. For example, in New Zealand, we found loads of caves all over the country, and some with glowworms in, and we went to these which were free instead of paying upwards of $100 New Zealand dollars each to go and enter one. Now, there are some stuff that you do have to pay for or is worth paying for, but there are plenty of free things to do. All you have to do is read the leaflets and do your research. What are some of the ways that you have found to travel for free? Please let us know down in the comments below. We would love to listen. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and follow us on all the social medias. Stay awesome. See you next time.